live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us for 2 News Live. I'm Brian Schnee. Tuesday, November 7th. We're going in depth tonight on a little part from last night's 10 o'clock story we brought you regarding a shootout, a stolen vehicle, an attempted carjacking. It was all caught on video in terms of body cam, dash cam. Took us years to get this. We're going to dive in a little bit more with the UHP troopers that responded that day. Before we get there, though, let's take a look at what's making headlines right now on our website, KUTV.com. We're learning more after a woman was hit and killed in Logan last night. Police say 58-year-old Shelley Compton was jogging near 14th North, 7th East when a truck hit her. You can find more about that on our website. A woman who was attacked by a pack of pit bulls has died from her injuries in the hospital. According to police, the 63-year-old woman died from those injuries the same day of the attack, which was more than a week ago, October 31st. Across many states, today is an election day. Voters across the country are weighing in on abortion rights and, of course, the balance of power. Here in Utah, Governor Spencer Cox delayed the general election until the 21st to coincide with the special election for the 2nd Congressional District. Also on our website right now, interest rates on savings accounts haven't been this high in years. If you have a traditional savings account, you really should consider moving your money into a high yield savings account that can earn you even more cash. If you'd like to go in depth with us tonight, you can do so by using the hashtag 2NewsLive to join in on our conversation. Of course, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram to send a direct message to weigh in or to comment on any of the things you see here in the program.
Hey, he's taking your car. Hold.
Continuing to go in depth on a multiple part investigation we're bringing you here on 2 News. Last night at 10, we showed you the moments a man stole a Juab County Sheriff's vehicle, then used a police rifle to shoot at responding UHP troopers. Here's more from those troopers who I spoke with who pursued and exchanged gunfire with the suspect, James Klein. What bits and pieces do you remember from that day, whether it be from hustling back to the car, throwing in gear, and from there it went down?
In all honesty, it started out in disbelief because I was on scene with the deputies after they'd made their traffic stop, and then turned as the patrol car started to drive away. And in my head, I'm like, did that just happen? I'm like, yep, it did. Let's go. And I ran back to my patrol car, got in and chased after it. So initially, I exchanged gunfire with him because he's shooting at me. So I'm like, all right, he knows I'm a police officer. I was on scene when he stole the car. He comes out with a rifle and starts cracking rounds off right away. He initially tried to shoot at us, but the way we ride with our weapon, he didn't understand that it didn't have a round yet. Took him a minute to figure that out. And once he figured it out, then he started cracking rounds off. He was doing whatever he could to get away.
I mean, you mentioned disbelief on the freeway, but disbelief that you're getting shot at, I imagine, too.
Yeah, for a second there, it was, is that really happening? And then, yeah, no, it is. Let's get going. We got to do something. There's people on the on-ramp that were still parked there, and we had people driving throughout the shooting. It was a very tough situation because you can't control everything that's going on in the situation.
But there is always that worry as you're walking up on a car with unknown occupants and unknown intentions as to what we're walking up onto and the dangers that come with that. Police work in general is difficult and dangerous, and at the end of the day, we're just trying our best to keep the public safe and ultimately to make it home to our families.
Would like to thank both troopers for speaking with me about this day. They both remember it well. They both watched the body camera back. They say they want to learn from some of these moments. And of course, yes, very fortunate they were able to get back to their families after an intense shootout that you saw little bits and pieces there. If you missed part 1, you can find it on our website, KUTV.com. You can also watch the full body camera video from Trooper Griffiths. When the suspect stole the vehicle, it shows the pursuit, the shootout, and more. It's on our YouTube channel right now. James Klein also tried to carjack an innocent couple that day. Larry and Connie Stagg were at Yuba State Park with their dogs. They were on a road trip trying to visit their family in Utah County. They were driving back to I-15 when Klein came out of the Juab County Sheriff's Office vehicle with a rifle. He approached the car. He demanded that They drive him wherever he needed to go. He shot the dashboard in the car, which is why they wouldn't move. If you've seen the vehicle, you're wondering, move the car, move the car. It disabled the vehicle temporarily, and it actually alerted OnStar.
Gun barrel was pointed at my head, and he didn't like that, so he pushed the gun barrel away from my head, and that's when the first shot went off.
And he opened up the back door again, and that's when I felt that he shot me. I didn't know for sure. I said, I think that son of a bitch just shot me.
Larry was shot in the leg. Connie nearly shot in the head. One of the bullets went through the headrest of the driver's side seat. You can hear from them in part 2 of our coverage tonight. It's on 2 News at 10 o'clock. Their concerns with the events that led up to the moment a gun barrel was pointed at them by James Klein. That's tonight, only on 2 News at 10 o'clock. Taking a closer look at truck safety after a horrifying crash in Tooele. I mean, 2 News was first to show you some of this video that the Tooele City Police Department shared with us yesterday afternoon. It captured various angles of multiple crashes. One of the most compelling videos coming from right here. It's the cab of a semi-truck. Since Friday, our 2 News team has been pressing the department for more information about the semi-truck driver involved in this crash. However, still not really getting an update on how that cooperation has been. We do know he's 26 years old. Other than that, not much. There's the belief that the brakes went out. Emma Riley spoke with truck drivers about the safety regulations in the industry right now. She joins us live from Tooele yet another night. Emma, what did you find out today?
Yeah, I spoke with truck drivers, and they are required to know the rules of the road and perform inspections daily, but there is one thing that they agreed on, and that is that there is not enough training when it comes to truck drivers. I spoke to the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association, and they promote highway safety and advocate for truckers. And they tell me that there are 3 main issues when it comes to the industry, which are training, parking, and hours of service. And police have not named the 26-year-old driver in the crash, but the Owner-Operator Independent Drivers Association says that he was a truck driver for 25 years, and that the trucking industry doesn't have enough experienced drivers.
Emma, it's one of those things that there's a lot of trucks going through that roadway. It's a main street in Tooele. It's kind of that main drag in and out from the Stockton area back to the freeway. I know we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but talking to some of those trucking experts, was there any, advice, hey, maybe take alternative, less busy routes, look for other ways through this area? I know this is one incident, and of course, it has shocked a lot of people because of the video and the aftermath of what took place that day. But did they comment on any of the routes or better trucking routes as there become, of course, more trucks on the roads?
Yeah, the truck driver I spoke with was familiar with Main Street coming into Tooele, and it is kind of a down slope, so he says it is hard on your brakes. And that's one thing that he emphasized was if this driver was carrying gravel, that's 130,000 pounds weighing on the truck, which can make it difficult when you're driving, through Main Street in Tooele. And he didn't have any recommendations for an alternate route or anything like that, but he did see how it could cause your brakes to do something like that in that instance.
Emma Riley live once again in Tooele, continuing to cover this, which the incident itself took place late last week, but of course we're continuing to learn more. Emma, thank you. If you'd like to see more of the video from the scene Friday, also some of the clips that we got yesterday, we posted several clips online on our YouTube channel. Go to KUTV2 News. You can see kind of the layout there on your screen. You can see a number of videos on that channel right now. All right, UDOT says Guardsman Pass will close today for the winter. I wish we were showing the video from them closing the gates. It's like that nostalgic moment. I think they did it earlier today. They say obviously this is about plowing conditions, operations. It's about safety. If you know Guardsman, it connects Big Cottonwood to Park City. It's a really beautiful drive, especially Chase gets to see his aspens up there for about a month or two. And
I am biased about those aspens.
Loves the color. Yeah. I love this though. I'm biased. I love Snow Basin. Yeah. I love all of our resorts, and I love to see the snow piling up on the stake.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of drifting. I don't think they have a foot of snow, but anywhere between maybe 8, I would say, close to 8 inches.
New snow stake this year. Looks great.
It does look great, and it's really coming down right now at Snow Basin, Powder Mountain. But this band is going to be pushing into the Salt Lake Valley, so the Cottonwood Canyons, Parleys. We're going to see a quick burst of snow, I think, for your evening drive here in the next maybe hour or two. So just keep that in mind. So let's get right to your forecast. We're tracking this storm. It's going to be winding down, though, later tonight, and then we're going to see some improving conditions, and then we're left with some cold temperatures. So let's get right to your forecast, and you'll see that we have still a lot of snow out there, and it's still coming down. We sent this video just a few hours ago at Powder Mountain. We're getting ready, just a couple weeks away from some of our resorts really opening. We got to keep it going because they definitely need some more snow. Here's how much we've had so far, and again, it continues to pile up. Alta at 7, 6 though at Snowbird, Deer Valley, Park City, Brighton, Solitude, and Snow Basin. But again, we got to update that number. It looks like they're getting a little bit more now at Snow Basin. Beaver Mountain at 5, and Cherry Peak, 4 inches of snow. So here's that band that I mentioned. It's about to push into Salt Lake County. Right now, though, we have moderate rain for Davis County, so slow down for your evening commute. You'll be using your windshield wipers, a lot of road spray, heavy snow in the mountains north of I-80, but that's going to push along I-80 here shortly. So again, Parleys, there could be some slush for about the next hour or two until about maybe 8 o'clock, and that'll slowly be pushing into Utah County right now, and we already have a little bit of rain and mountain snow around Provo. More showers developing across portions of western and central Utah. So there's a chance that I-15 from Fillmore down to Cedar City could have a little bit of rain later tonight. You'll see this on Future Track as we roll through the next few hours. There's that band impacting us here along the central Wasatch Front, and then a few showers drifting into southwestern Utah. We'll see if we get a few sprinkles in St. George, but most of it should stay just to your north. Kind of just falls apart, fizzles. We'll have some cloud cover, maybe a few sprinkles tomorrow morning in eastern Utah, and then we're left with partly cloudy skies tomorrow afternoon, maybe a stray shower in the mountains. Now temperatures though, remember we were in the 70s yesterday, we're now in the 40s today, and we're going to be in the 40s for tomorrow. Lots of 40s across northern Utah, only a high of 39 in Park City, and temperatures down in southern Utah will be below average with highs only in the low 60s. So a little bit milder across southern Utah, but it is a cool down for you. So the storm is going to be out of here quickly. We have another little storm that's going to zip on by on Friday. It's likely going to stay north of Utah, so we'll bring in some clouds, but right now no rain or snow is really in the forecast. And then high pressure quickly moves in over the weekend, especially by Sunday. Some pretty mild temperatures as we head into next week, but we're going to be watching this large storm out west. There's still a lot of uncertainty more than a week out, but this one could impact us later next week with maybe some colder temperatures, rain and snow, so stay tuned. St. George, low 60s for the rest of the week. It's going to be a little gusty for the next 24 to 48 hours. Veterans Day weekend, though, looks really nice. Mid-60s, sunny skies. A few more clouds rolling in next week, but look at Tuesday, highs close to 70. Salt Lake, we're in the 40s for the next few days. Overnight lows in the low 30s. By the weekend, though, a few clouds rolling in Friday into Saturday. Sunday looks sunny, 58 degrees. Really nice weekend, Brian, to be outdoors for this time of year. A little cold, though, in the morning, and then by early next week, how about some temperatures in the low 60s? But again, there could be something coming our way by the end of next week, but we're going to have a stretch of 7 dry days going forward after this storm.
Yeah, temperatures this time of year always keeping us kind of guessing, right? Keeping
Yeah,
us
up
on
and
our
down,
toes.
up and down. Normal's 55, so we're a little below normal, and then we're going to end the forecast a little above average.
Okay, I know you kind of talked us off a ledge here earlier this week because we're like, oh, isn't it ski season now? I mean, this happens, right? I mean, it's kind of just the early season where we decide, hey, some years you're going to get a little bit more of a presence early in the year, and others you don't.
Yeah, last year, especially mid-November, we saw several large storms. So we got that base up to 40, 50, 60, 70 inches by the end of November, and we were good for the rest of the